Hello, this is Tom Pizzuti with Trading on the Mark, and hope you're doing well. For this week, I thought we would do an update on the Dow and the S&P 500. Certainly, the markets have been strong we're heading into here at the end of the year, but I do think that we are much closer to the end of something than the beginning of something. But let's get moving on to the charts. Let me get my laser pointer out. And we see that the Dow is up on fresh highs. And you could say, is that a big problem for your wave count? And it is not. I still like this sort of ABC formation with this really most of this last year being a corrective formation. The low in October being a C of B low, and then a thrust up out of that in a C. So this is picture perfect. This is what you would expect to see. So there's nothing, no problems there. Yes, it's making a new price extreme, but B waves can do that. So again, not a problem. This 375.30 level is a measured move, a one by one measurement from this low to this high, up from this low. So an interesting interesting target to keep in mind. Also, there's some targets just above that, and I kind of think that there's a chance to reach those targets after a minor retrace. We might have a small retrace and then push into those levels. Let's say early into sometime into January. But let's move on to a intraday, daily and intraday charts. On a daily chart, a couple things to note. We're looking for 5 waves up off of this low. I think this has the look of a third wave when we look at the adaptive CCI here. This is when you see that any kind of momentum indicator or that you're looking at, when it kind of stays up at kind of a high level and kind of plateaus, it's usually a footprint of a third wave. There are exceptions, so I can't rule out that something comes along, hits the market, and it just breaks down. But I'm going to say that higher probability is that any kind of pullback is probably a retrace, and that we end up getting a retest of this area or a minor new high over the next, say, week or two. So moving on. Oh, also interesting is that we have a projected high for today, Wednesday, and I find that pretty interesting. Also, when we have a an exhaustion signal from the Wave 5995 study, and it's something like, if you've seen or heard about the Tom DeMark studies, it's something similar, something along those lines. Moving on to an intraday chart, we could see that during late in the day on Tuesday, it started to kind of a stall out here, right under the 375.50 level, and I think that's a fair area to begin a reversal from. But if we were to get a little pop, here's a target up after that. Also keep in mind is that since are looking for a corrective move, is that this could be choppy. So while I have it drawn as a straight line just to kind of show you what levels you can eventually get to, this could actually be a drawn out process, lots of chop, and could take several days, even a week or more of time. So, but again, for now, I'm skeptical of the market moving higher but before having another pullback. All right, so let's get the S&Ps. Looking at the S&P, it's interesting here is that it has not up at a new high yet. It's pretty close, but not there yet. I'm counting this slightly differently. Instead of calling this a C wave, I'm counting 1, 2, 3 a fourth and up in a fifth. Um, Same implications pretty much, so I wouldn't get too hung up on it. But the things to notice here is, again, we are kind of testing these highs. And I've drawn some lines from the all-time high, so that's 48.18, and also from the weekly open there. So pretty much I've kind of bounded this wick of this candle on and kind of extended that over for us to kind of get a visual representation about where we are relative to this high. So this area up here is certainly going to be resistance. It should slow down. And again, I like the idea of a correction there. On the daily chart, um, I've marked in this level of 46.77 to 47.82 to watch for this later this morning. Uh, if we do get a retrace again, I think it's going to be relatively minimal, maybe down to at least 47.18, but I kind of like this 46.66 level better. But could it come all the way back to 46.11? Sure. Again, that's going to be a retrace. These retraces are again kind of off of this area here. It's moving on to an intraday chart. Makes it a little bit easier to see the again, I kind of marked this 77 to 82, 83 area. There is a DeMark signal, excuse me, not a DeMark, clarification, is a wave 5995 study signal. It's hard, kind of obscured. It's a 4-star. This might go to a 5 on Wednesday, not sure. But in any case, long in the tooth. And I'm kind of expecting kind of a retrace, a minimum retrace into 47.17. That would kind of correspond with this prior low degree fourth. If we were to come back to 46.65, that would come back to close to where this breakout area was, and back to 46.12 would take us pretty close to the top of this prior the prior high of a very low degree third. Another thing to notice is that the adaptive CCI here, I didn't put it up at the top of the chart, I put it down at the bottom, but that here we have a momentum divergence. So this has been dropping off while we've been moving up to a new high. And again, this is something that would mark a low degree. So we're down into an intraday chart now. This would be something to look for a reversal. And again, kind of thinking that it's probably a third, but if supports start to break over the next week or two, then it's certainly a candidate for the B wave high. But again, I think the odds probably favor a push up into either very late in the year or probably into early January. I think most people are going to be starting to trickle out for the holidays, so trading volumes will probably thin out over the next few days. And I think that'll be it. And if I don't get a chance to talk to you, I, I, which in fact I won't. I hope you have a happy holidays. I'm not sure that we'll have a post in the week between Christmas and the New Year. I think I'll probably take that time off. So it's likely that I will see you next, speak with you next early in January. So until then, I hope everybody enjoys the holidays and Happy New Year.